Joining us now is the assistant to the president-elect, senior advisor to president-elect for policy, which is a really important position. Also, you were the speechwriter throughout most of the campaign, Steve Miller, right?
Yeah, I was the speechwriter and I did policy for the president-elect.
And there were how many days that you're on the road that you barely got the speech and the prompter?
Well, Mr. Trump is probably the most hands-on speaker that you'll ever work with. I mean, he's a man who's written, I guess, a dozen best-selling books. So it's an amazing process to be able to work with him because he cares so much about what every single word says.
And which I know is difficult at times. Anyway, congratulations on your position. I don't have a lot of advice for the president-elect, nor does he really need my advice or my help. But what I care about is the country. I do believe this is the forgotten man, forgotten woman election, which he talked a lot about. And what's important, I think, and one of the reasons people are so upset with Washington is these guys make promises and they don't keep them. So to me, if you're going to be the head of policy, I want to ask you a specific quote. Are we going to get originalists on the court?
Yes, so we're actually, that's one of the first things that's going to happen is, you know, we're going through the cabinet process right now, but next is Supreme Court. Right. He has a list of 20 judges. We worked with the Federal Society.
He's down to 4, he already told me.
Yep, and we've got it down to just a few. And the names are names that people are going to love who believe the Constitution should be interpreted as it was intended.
If the Democrats try and filibuster, which has never happened on the Supreme Court, they've always allowed an up and down vote, would Mitch McConnell, would you suggest that he use the nuclear option that Harry Reid used?
We don't think that's going to happen, and so we don't even want to talk about that right now. We just want to focus on getting him confirmed, or her.
So I want to just be clear. So on the economy, which we've been spending a lot of time on tonight, he's going to go from 7 brackets to 3, 15% corporate tax rate, 10% repatriation rate for multinational corporations bringing money back. Is that your policy?
Yes, so our tax plan right now is 7 to 3, and it has those rates you mentioned. But in the course of negotiation with the House and Senate, the most important thing...
Ryan wants 20.
Right, the most
important rate.
Right, that's true. The most important thing is that we get a massively competitive business tax rate to bring in companies from overseas, and we believe that rate is 15. We have massive tax relief for the middle class, and very, very importantly, that we repatriate those profits overseas. We think we can get hundreds of billions of dollars and get it right back into America, and we can use that to build infrastructure.
Can you target that money to Detroit, Cleveland, Philly, you know,
yeah, so
Milwaukee?
What we think we can do, Sean, is we can say we're going to bring back, let's say it's $300 billion. Bring back $300 billion, and we can earmark it and direct it towards infrastructure projects.
And specifically, in other words, those people that have been hurt the most, the Rust Belt, that got Trump elected.
Exactly. What we're going to do...
Can that money be targeted to those projects first?
Well, in the course of an infrastructure bill, I mean, you probably have to have it for different geographic regions. You can't just do it for one particular region. But for places that are hurt, that are economically depressed, they absolutely are going to be places we're going to be directing.
You know what I'm worried about? 535 greedy, money-grubbing politicians, senators and congressmen that are all going to want their piece of the pie, and we're going to waste 50 cents on every dollar. Can that money be earmarked, as Anthony Scaramucci was saying, and given outside of the budget and away from them?
I think the way you do it is you identify projects of great national interest, projects that help people, that will last a long time, that will stand the test of time, and that will help our country.
Real quick, the wall gets built.
The wall gets built, and I'm going to step back a second and just say this. For the middle-class workers of this country, Sean, we are going to secure the border, protect their jobs, fix our trade deals, lower taxes, restore the rule of law, and get rid of the illegal Obama executive orders.
We vet the refugees. We get rid of Obamacare. Health savings accounts replace it?
Yes.
Okay, and what's next? Education will go back to the states?
We're going to push for school choice. And we have a great education secretary who's going to do that. We're going to work with Ben Carson at HUD to help urban renewal.
Energy independence, how important is that to the economic growth equation?
It is huge, Sean. Think about this. We get 3 wonderful gifts to our economy: regulatory reform, repatriation of overseas profits, and energy revolution.
Last question. How many hours will Trump spend on day 1 repealing executive orders?
So there's going to be a stack of illegal and unconstitutional executive actions, or just executive actions from Obama that hurt the economy, that hurt workers.
How many about?
And they're going to be gone.
2,000?
It's a long list, Sean, but the most important thing is that when we do this, America will be safer, it will be more prosperous, and those workers in those Rust Belt states are going to begin to see jobs come back into their communities.
You don't need to go through a Senate hearing, do you?
I don't.
Thank God. All right, good to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you. All right.